very pleased to welcome the sponsors of this bill and the members of the Transportation Committee to the office today. Through this emergency legislation that's already been signed into law, it's important that we join together to celebrate this important and significant achievement. Were it not for the strong and consistent support of Maine's congressional delegation and quick action of the supporters of this bill, the Transportation Committee, and the full Maine legislature, we would not be here today. I want to thank Senator Collins, Senator Snow, Congressman Mishu, and Congresswoman Pingree for their unwavering backing of the federal pilot that will allow us to change the Maine law to change truck weight limits on Maine's interstate highway system and above Augusta North. This bill is essential for safety and for our economy. The state and federal changes will enable Maine to move heavy truck traffic off the secondary roads onto the interstate that has been built to handle them. It just didn't make sense for these big trucks to get off the interstate at Augusta and make their way the rest of the way up the north through downtowns and other small roads. Heavy truck traffic in our towns was a risk to the public. According to national statistics, 82% of commercial vehicle fatalities occur on non-interstate roads. On December 16th of last year, President Obama signed the federal bill that contained the provision that was sponsored by Senator Collins to create a one-year pilot program raising the weight limits on interstate system. This impacts nearly 300 miles of Maine interstate that until the change was limited to 80,000 pounds of vehicle weight. Surrounding states and provinces had near or above 100,000 pound weight limit. This disadvantaged Maine economically and environmentally as well. According to estimates provided to the State Department of Transportation, trucks traveling on I-95 are 14 to 21% more fuel efficient than the same trucks on secondary roads. So moving heavy traffic to the interstate is also expected to reduce the wear and tear on Maine's secondary roads and reduce the bridge and pavement repairs by as much as $2 million a year. Again, I want to thank everyone here who worked so hard to get this bill swiftly to my desk, and I commend you all for working together to get it done. And this is long overdue. I think we've been working on this since I was a member of Congress, and that was back in the mid-90s. It's been something the Department of Transportation, everybody here in Maine has been trying to change. It's one of those things where we became an island. You know, we were at 80,000, everybody around us was around 100,000, and they'd end up taking the trucks, and they weren't going to not deliver, so they'd end up coming through, but they wouldn't use the interstate, they'd end up coming through the secondary roads, and unfortunately, fatalities and accidents and just the wear and tear of those roads has been constant over the years. So I personally think that this is a big advantage now that Maine has kind of leveled the playing field. So we feel good about it for our business and industry and the safety of our residents. I don't know if the Commissioner would like to say something. We also have the Chairman of the committee here, and also Maine Motor Transport is here, Dale is here. So Commissioner, I didn't know if you wanted to add anything to it?
Yes, thank you, Governor. I would just add that this has truly been a partnership between the federal government and the state, our delegation, and the governor leading the way. But it's been a long, hard road, to say the least. I remember Senator Damon, Dale Hannington, then head of Maine Motor Transport, now in Washington. I know Senator Schneider has been a constant supporter, Representative Terrio, the state police have been a partner. It's all been from working together, but this gets us halfway there. This gets us to a pilot project, but we're confident that we can continue to show that, as the governor aptly pointed out here, it makes every sense to go forward with these trucks on the interstate, and we're hoping that this is made permanent next year when their pilot study's concluded. But I did want to recognize Dale in particular. I've never seen anyone who's been more of a warrior on an issue than Dale Hannington.
Well, we were going to recognize Dale, but I wanted to see if the Chairman of the committee would like to comment.
Thank you, Governor. I do just want to add that the Maine Motor Transport, with my first introduction to them was through Mr. Hannington, and he's now retired as their executive director, but more recently through Tim Doyle, who is here representing them as well. They have been a great ally to our Transportation Committee and to the Governor and to our legislative delegation. When the federal law was signed, the Governor had no choice but to issue a temporary 30-day, I believe, proclamation that we'd be able to do this. Once the bill got to our committee, the committee was so unanimously in agreement that we should have this in law, that we heard the bill, that we worked the bill, and that we passed the bill on that very same day. So that's a commitment that the Transportation Committee had, and the entire legislature followed suit. But it was through the efforts of our governor and our legislative delegation that this went through. So thank you all.
Thank you very much, Senator. Dale?
Thank you, Governor. I too would like to add my thanks to the congressional delegation, in particular Senator Collins, for putting this bill in, for the Transportation Committee, particularly the Senate Chair, Senator Damon, and also Senator Schneider for their support in getting this bill passed. And I want to take and truly thank you for your swift and decisive action to take and do these necessary emergency proclamations to allow this to happen as quickly as it did, and for the swift action that was taken. We are 100% convinced that this will, at the end of the day, take and prove this is the right place, the right situation, and will help the Maine economy, our environment, and everything else. So thanks again, Governor, for great support.
Very, very well said. You summed it all up, Dale. Thank you.